Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place here in Florida.
Oh, wow.
Here in Florida.
I threw a here in. We want to say welcome to all of our listeners, new and veterans,
And watchers.
and our live streamers who are watching right now, patreon.com/FMOFM podcast.
Love them.
It's a great time.
We appreciate you.
Love them.
I tell you what, our listeners really recharge my batteries. Speaking of batteries,
Okay.
Interstate Battery
Whoa,
is
wow.
where you want to go
Yes.
for all of your battery
That's where
needs.
I went yesterday and got me a new battery for the car.
Yes, he
Okay.
did.
Got a great deal. Talked to Chris.
How was your experience?
And Gig.
Oh my gosh. They gave me a back massage
Come on.
while my car was in the Bay 1, actually. That's where you want
Really?
to stop. Yep.
So what you're saying is if
Talk
you're
to Chris or Gig.
and they'll give you a free back massage with the battery change?
I can't say that for sure, but maybe.
I don't think they will. God bless you guys. We're excited to be here. Episode 123, right?
Yeah. Only
It's
in Lakeland,
exciting
though.
times.
Yeah. I here's the thing. I remember doing episode 100 and thinking like, this is the big time.
Yeah.
This is the end.
That was 23 episodes ago.
Wow.
We're coming up on 200.
Can't believe
wow.
it fast.
What are we going to do on that one?
Quit.
Okay, headline.
Okay, headlines.
Headlines.
All right, we have a Florida couple.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations.
They are 71 years old and 76 years old. And I'm telling you the ages because I think it adds to the shame
Age doesn't matter.
that we're about to talk about.
Right.
So they were caught stealing lamb.
Okay. Like live lamb, the animal?
No, lamb as in at Costco in the refrigerated section.
Now they're on the lamb.
Right.
Right. So they were caught stealing lamb and a variety of seafood from a Costco by shoving it in their pants and purse. Okay, now
So the
This
guy
is-
puts it in his purse, the woman shoves it down her pants.
exactly.
And then what happens?
Well, so one person said they saw the guy shoving in an entire halibut, folded in half.
Halibut.
Yes,
Is that
which
a
is
halibut?
a large fish.
Is that a
Okay.
halibut in your pants or are you just happy to
Exactly.
see me?
He
That's-
takes the whole thing,
Yep.
folds it in half, shoves it in his
Oh.
pants. And so they
That's
also
a way
had
to
some,
cook it. Amen.
Yeah, they steaming it. They also had some crab legs and some clams that were also placed
Shrimp.
in the
Don't say
purse.
shrimp because I ate some.
There was some discounted cocktail shrimp in there as well.
Oh, God.
So, anyways, about
You said
100,
discounted? As if it mattered.
about $150 worth of lamb and seafood. I think
Okay.
they were probably just getting ready for Easter.
It would have been 180 had it not been for the discount on the shrimp.
Exactly.
That's true, yeah.
They were probably getting ready for Easter, but I don't
they
think
let
that's
them
the
go.
best. I don't think that's the best way to celebrate.
Did they go to jail?
Yes.
Are they in jail
Yes.
now? Because
You-
of
They don't-
Easter.
It's
you
not-
do get arrested for stealing seafood and lamb.
Don't they
Yes.
let everybody out for Easter, though? Like to
They
celebrate?
do.
just for the
Okay.
day, but then you have
Yeah.
to come back
Amen.
after 3 days.
Oh, my God. Wow.
No, that
I'm
was
so-
good.
That was great.
That was good. That's fine.
It
All
could
right.
be a law.
Yeah.
So this
The
happened-
resurrection law.
Jeez. All right. So this happened last night. Okay. I woke up to this news and I was just startled.
Okay, tell us about it.
So Motel Hotel.
Quality Inn?
Yeah, it calls it both in the article. So they just don't want to
Who
call it a
can know?
motel. It's probably
Yeah.
a motel. Anyways, in Orlando, Florida, Champions World Resort. So we also call it a resort. They had to tell 100 people staying in their hotel to get out.
Whoa.
So
President's
this happened
coming.
last night, and they were told late last night. They all got phone calls to their hotel room saying that the hotel had been sold, and they had to.
Oh,
be,
my
They
gosh.
had to be out by morning.
Wait, you found out last night too. Were you staying there?
I
Wow.
was not, but I was watching the news,
That's insane.
and so they
This is
literally got
unreal.
called. Now there was families. There was a family
Yeah.
of about 15 people that
Big
are down
family.
from New York.
Yeah.
They're here for a couple of weeks.
Right.
And they had no place to stay. I mean, all of these people have no place to stay. They're trying to find places. It's spring break time.
Okay.
You have issues where, this one family in particular has a lot of money tied up into this.
Well,
obviously
hello.
staying for like 15 days in a resort.
So no
Right.
refund though?
Or for 2 weeks with 15 people is very
Wow.
expensive. Well, they're saying there should be a refund,
Obviously.
but they're not sure from who and when.
The new owners.
Right.
Immediately.
And so that's the
There
thing
he
is
goes.
like, I don't know how that happens, but not only were the people staying at the hotel kicked out, every single person working there was fired.
Oh
See,
my! So
You said
why?
caked out? Or
Yeah, caked out.
Okay.
Kicked out.
Why are the transitions happening in the middle of the night?
I have no
That is
idea.
So
well,
weird.
it was they called and said you have to be out
12:01.
by tomorrow morning,
Oh.
and then the power was cut off by midnight.
Wow.
Which I think is today. So it should be. They were saying that the power was going to be cut
That
off.
means your
by
alarm clock
midnight.
probably doesn't
So
work.
they were
Yeah, scandalous.
the new owners of this building are literally forcing every single person out of this building, cutting the power and making sure nobody's in there within a day.
Well, what are they doing
within
with that
24
building? Are they
hours.
fumigating it? Like that's so weird.
There was
I
a
have no
wrecking
idea.
ball actually
I feel
coming
like
through.
if you're
Yeah.
buying it and you're keeping it as a resort or a hotel, like you wouldn't do that to guests because
Just let 'em
then you would
yeah.
just, if you bought it, you would be making that money from that point forward.
That's odd. Unless they're gonna just tear it down for like a car lot or
Yeah,
something.
maybe
Yeah.
another Disney World or something.
another
I love
Disney
a second
World.
Disney World.
But
Yeah.
it's just, I was just blown away by that.
Yeah.
But I feel bad. I mean, that's tons of people that are, from out of state, just kicked out, have nowhere to go. They have like a week left on their vacation.
That's a
trying
bad
to-
look on our
yeah.
state, and we
Trying to
want to
figure it out.
That is,
apologize.
yeah. From
Well,
us to them.
and they were trying to. They were contacting a senator. The person that wrote the article, this news agency, were like trying to get some kind of help, and
Yeah.
hopefully
Get
that
the
worked out.
senator involved on Easter weekend.
So,
I'm sure he'll be.
anyways, next we have a Florida man who is notorious for impersonating cops, who was arrested again. I think we did an episode.
This guy's a doofus.
About this guy. We've
Yeah.
had a few of them, but this guy specifically was riding on a motorcycle
Yeah.
with like a little motorcycle gang behind him. He had
Yeah.
multiple people.
Nice.
But he was decked out, had like a bright yellow polo with like some shields and things that said like
Okay.
protection officer
Yeah.
and motor unit, Metro State Protection Services. Basically a whole lot of
Doofus.
like nothing.
yeah, yeah.
Some shields on there. He had like
Yeah.
2 stars. Like he was, I think that signifies
He's been in 2 world
a
wars.
chief deputy in law enforcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also had a handgun on his side. They're riding motorcycles down I-4. Okay.
Oh no.
And so they're obviously impersonating law enforcement. Well, law
Right.
enforcement sees this. They pull him over. This guy's arrested. They find out that the handgun isn't loaded. It's also
Perfect.
not a handgun to shoot bullets. It shoots pepper balls.
Okay.
Ooh, pepper balls.
Right.
Which
Yeah, you get a nice Alfredo and you're like, this stuff is a little
right. You
pew,
got to
pew,
spice
pew,
it up a
pew.
little
Yeah.
bit.
Get a couple pepper balls on that.
Here's
So
the,
I think that it's like pepper spray, but where like
In
you
ball form.
yeah, just
Yeah.
ball form like a
So
paint.
you got to hit them like right between the eyes for
how
it to
how
bust.
upset are you gonna be? You
Yeah.
get shot with a pepper ball,
Right.
and it hits you, and you're like, that stings. But then you're like, oh man, it stings.
Nice. Double sting.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the crying effect would be the thing that really
Yeah.
brings down the humility.
I would just cry that I got shot, not at the pain. That's just me
Yeah.
personally.
Well, that's the thing is like I've always thought about that because we've done some headlines before where people are arrested for impersonating officers.
right.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I guess a real officer would know the difference, but as a citizen, I'm like, how do you know that's a fake cop? You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the thing is like his motorcycle looked like a motorcycle vehicle or like a law enforcement motorcycle.
Okay.
And then they also he was wearing a bulletproof vest, a gun
I-4
belt.
is pretty dangerous.
He had like
Right.
radios, a baton, body camera.
it sounds
I
like
mean,
he
it's
was
just like-
overarmed.
well, that's the thing is like he was the only one in this group that was armed, and he said that he was armed to intimidate people.
Jesus.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So put him in jail.
Oh, he is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
So
But this
yeah.
is like his 10th offense.
But he's
Yeah.
he's been doing this multiple times. He's a convicted felon, and I think he was also a
yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so
Keyword.
I'm glad he's off the streets
Yeah.
for now, but hopefully they can get this figured out. So let's talk about another doctor who is working in a Botox facility.
Hold on.
Another-
Last doctor was the rhino. doctor.
Rhinoplasty.
Yeah.
This guy is doing Botox and bubbles. So law enforcement were alerted to
like
this.
a magician.
I love
Right.
that show.
Alerted
Botox
to
and
this
bubbles.
guy. His name is Mike Bruno.
I
Oh,
wouldn't
wait,
go
hold
to
on.
a Dr. Mike
That's
Bruno.
not right. Mike Bruno is the police officer.
Okay, that makes more sense.
The Botox guy's name is Nelson.
Yeah, yeah. Mike Bruno is definitely a cop name.
Yeah,
That's a cop
totally.
name.
Anyways, so they were alerted to this guy doing Botox
Yeah.
without a license.
Okay, again.
Well, it wasn't just that he was doing it without a license. He was literally doing it drunk and while drinking.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
He would advertise these things called Botox and bubbles.
What's a
where-
BUI?
Right.
Yeah, Botox. Yep.
Right.
under
Where
the
you
influence.
would, not only was the client drinking champagne,
that's
the
clever.
doctor was also drinking champagne
Well-
and Four Locos.
Oh,
Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
exactly
So
what
you
happened.
show up, and
Yeah.
this doc has. He's like, do you want champagne,
Right.
yeah.
a brute,
Kind of
or
classy.
do you want Four Locos?
Not
Exactly.
classy.
I think that's how he knows what he's going to charge you.
Right. If
Right.
you say yes to the Four Loco, you're getting overcharged.
Yes.
If you say yes to the champagne,
Right.
classy
yeah,
individual, I better be careful.
That's true.
Bingo.
So they sent an undercover officer
Uh-oh.
into this facility
Yeah.
to get Botox
Yep.
implants, and basically they went through the whole thing. They did a consultation, and during this consultation, he was drinking Four Loko. They
Wow.
offered champagne. He's drinking this whole time, and then
Four
he starts.
Locos a big can.
It is a big
Yeah.
can. They take out. He takes out a pen, starts putting points on the
Nope.
face
On the
where
cop?
Not what I
where he's
want.
going to do injections.
Oh.
And then
And
right
here
before
on the undercover mic, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple dots.
Yeah, no joke.
and then right before, he's taking the needles and stuff out. And right before he does it, other cops bust in. And,
Come
get him.
on.
He also had all of these drugs illegally because he's unlicensed and stuff like that.
Right.
So
So here's the thing. I wonder if the cop accepted the Four Loco.
Oh, and then now he's
mean,
under arrest.
Now he's
you got to
under
stay
arrest.
undercover.
You guys
Right.
are young looking.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to like put you on blast here on
Okay.
Front Street,
Right.
as I say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But have you guys ever been to the Bubbles and Botox?
No, I've never gone in for the Botox.
Yep.
I went in for the consultation.
Right.
Yeah. Did he mark you up?
He gave me a Four Loco,
Amen.
and then he sent me out to the waiting room.
Perfect.
A bunch of cops ran in,
Oh, really?
and I was like, I'm going to see myself out.
Yeah, you should.
Well, I've thought about getting like lip fillers,
Yeah.
but then I'll just take a Gatorade bottle and suck on the inside of that for a bit, and it does the same exact thing.
Okay. That's temporary, though.
Yeah, but that I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Like,
I see what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
I just a
you
moment.
never done that?
I'd never done that.
No.
When you were a kid?
No
Like
one
a big
yeah.
one, a 32 ounce? Never
Yeah.
done it. I don't know the exact bottle that you need to do it. And then your lips get stuck and you're like, floop.
Wayne's
No.
gonna act
Never
like he's
done
never
it.
done it too.
I never done it.
Next headline that we have. Did you guys see the video of the kid? His name is Dominic Glass. He's like 18 years old. That was arrested on spring break at the beach. They had like this. There was fights breaking out.
Oh,
People
he's-
getting kind of rowdy. And this guy Dominic was arrested because he was one of the guys fighting. He literally there was two guys. They both had each other in headlocks. Police
Nice.
come
Wow.
and try to break up this fight. They like refuse to stop their headlocks or
Right.
like to break
Yeah.
their headlocks.
When you get double headlocks, it's tough because it's like
Right.
a Chinese finger trap.
Right.
can't
One
pull it
goes to
100%.
break it. Yeah, you can't do it.
100%.
And so, anyways, he gets arrested and put into the back of an SUV.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the back of the SUV. And then these people are, there's a crowd.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Crowd
Spring
of
break.
people, right. And there's a video of some
MTV
guy
is
coming
there.
by the SUV and just opening the back door. And this guy, Dominic, just gets out and just hauls.
Hands
he's
behind his
running.
back still.
He's still,
Really?
Yeah. You
He's
did,
under arrest.
did you see this video?
I didn't see it.
It's so good, man.
It's so viral.
Like,
but
Running
it's
in the
so
sand
great.
is tough, though.
But the people got together to free this guy.
Yeah,
Nice.
they literally his friend opened the back door of the
Uh-oh.
cop car for him,
Yeah.
And then
he
the
started running off.
crowd fled with him, so the cops didn't know who to go after.
Oh, it's the guy in handcuffs, probably.
yeah, he only got like 100 yards, and some another cop like pulled a weapon on him, and so he went to
Jeez.
jail. But his charges were way worse because he got like a felony for escaping. He was a
No.
escaped prisoner.
I thought a cop was
Ah.
letting me out, so I ran. Right?
Oh yeah, like the
True.
cop had second thoughts.
he was
Yes.
trying to run to the other cop car because that one had AC.
Bingo.
Maybe he
And
shouldn't
Florida,
go to
it's
jail
hot.
for a headlock.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Free the dude.
Free the dude.
Well, they already did.
Okay.
But
Because of Easter.
yeah. He's got 3 days.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Josh, looking great tonight.
Thank you. I'll give you the $3 for saying that.
You're
like
welcome.
we agreed on.
You're welcome.
So, a couple episodes ago, Factnack, find a kid, name a kid.
Right.
Right.
We did a segment where I asked you guys for help naming a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever found a kid
And we did really well.
and you were responsible for
great,
naming
yes.
it,
General Strongblood will be his or her name.
Admiral Strongblood.
What happened to William?
It's on the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
If I find a group of 10 kids, William will be in there. So that segment went over pretty well, but not with everybody.
Okay.
Really?
We got a call in. Remember that phone number we used to give away?
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently someone jotted it down
Okay.
and they called in.
They were upset with one of the names?
Yeah. So if we can play that segment.
That
Now.
voicemail?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey guys, love the show, or at least I did. My name was brought up in one of your recent episodes, and it totes rumpled my feathers because you mocked me hard without regard. So I would love the opportunity to clear my name. Please get in touch ASAP. Sincerely, Billy. You can put it anywhere. McFistBumpBrob, Esquire. That's right. I'm a lawyer.
Okay. Wow.
He's a lawyer?
He's a lawyer, Esquire.
Oh,
Now we need to
Okay.
call our lawyer.
Yeah.
I think so.
We have to find a lawyer.
Lawyer versus lawyer. So this guy wasn't happy with a name that we made up because you could put it anywhere was his name.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Apparently, Billy, you can put it anywhere. McFistBumpBrob,
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
Esquire.
Yeah.
That's his name. So
That is
we
a good
we had
lawyer
no
name.
idea, though.
we didn't have any idea.
I think that'll stand up in the court of law. We didn't know.
Ignorance always helps in the court
Yeah.
of law.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
true.
I'm confident in our legal team, so I'm not going to apologize to him.
Perfect. All right. There's our answer, Billy
You heard it here.
You can put it anywhere.
Yeah, on episode of 123.
But that would be a frowny face, right?
Okay, so that's somebody who wasn't happy with that segment.
Right.
But we've got a smiley face.
Yes, I love a good smiley.
Let me put my spectacles on for
Okay.
Looks
this.
great, by the way.
Thank you. They said, "Hey guys, love the Factnack episode."
Come on, my
That's how
type
they-
of letter.
Yeah, that's how they remember it, Factnack.
Right,
So just compliments to me, whatever.
100%.
Actually, guys, I'm in an acoustic ska punk band,
That's
Okay.
not a thing.
and it's definitely a thing.
Acoustic ska?
Acoustic ska punk.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, punk.
So the
Yeah.
Trailblazers.
They are trailblazers,
Okay.
All right.
and we are looking for a name.
Yes, yes.
What?
Yes,
You
and
want
they-
us to name your band?
Well, they said since people are now gathering in groups now,
Right.
they have their first show. I talked to the guy.
Okay.
Are they
okay.
good?
Okay.
Well, they sent a demo.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So we got a recording of it.
Okay.
We'll play it. But they said, listen to the demo. Whatever inspires you,
Wow.
we'd like to kind of help with the next icebreaker. Give us good names. Give us names to avoid,
Okay.
and we'll
I
pick
like
out a name.
this.
But here is our demo.
Okay. Wow, they sounded really good.
Oh, wow. I mean, it wasn't what I expected, but
No, I didn't expect it to be that good.
I don't know what I expected.
Acoustic ska punk,
It's so good.
trailblazing. So we're honored with the ability to give them some potential names.
right.
Did they say the band with no name?
That's what it sounded
How are they
like.
going to change their name in that song, though?
I just hope it's not a single.
They used to be the band with no name
So
because
five syllables
they're gonna
they
use
need.
whatever name we give them tonight.
Yeah.
Let's name them.
Okay, so
Are you done with your jelly beans,
Yeah,
Josh?
I had a whole mouthful.
yeah,
I'm glad I made it through.
we wrote down 2 bad names.
Let's do baddies first.
Yeah, and then we traded them. So I gave Josh my names, vice versa. Josh gave it to Cameron.
Who wants to start it off?
Whose do I have?
You got mine.
Okay, cool. Bad names from Josh.
Baddies. You gonna start it off?
I'll start it.
All right, bad name for
Hold
this
on.
for this
Let me see if
acoustic.
this is
What do you
the
mean?
bad-
Hold on.
Okay, that's a good baddie to start with.
Bad name for an acoustic ska
All right,
punk
here we
band.
go.
Number 1.
Come.
What? I don't know.
Kidding me?
Let's read the name. Okay. Band with no name. Here is your first bad name.
Can you pickle my cucumber? Lacto fermentation.
Oh,
That's a name you don't want.
Fermentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think you
want
spelled
that
it
name.
I didn't know how to spell it.
Okay, so that's Josh's suggestion for
Can
a bad
you
name.
pickle my cucumber? Lacto fermentation.
Okay.
Don't want that name.
No,
That's a bad name.
You
Okay.
don't want to question.
That's a process.
No,
Yeah.
you don't want a question for a
You wanna-
band name.
All right, let's
you want to go
next.
baddie?
Okay, I'll go baddie. This is one of Cameron's bad options for this band with no name.
Are any of them bad though?
That's
The OF Megatones.
wow. Oh,
You don't want to go straight ripping somebody off.
I see. You
Is
should have
that a
ran that by
ripoff?
me.
never even heard of that. That's a name.
Yeah, the OF Megatones is Cameron's suggestion for a bad ska name. Okay, cool. So
This is Wayne's suggestion for bad
ska name.
acoustic ska punk bands.
Right.
Okay. Fidel Castro was misunderstood.
I'm saying that it's a bad idea.
You need to
That's
stay away from
possible,
that.
though.
Don't name your acoustic ska band name that.
Fidel
to
Castro.
say-
That's a lot to put on
A marquee.
a marquee.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The next bad name.
This is a bad name to stay away from. Looky Looky Mon Ipples.
Okay. Read it a little faster.
No, I don't think I need to. But it's 3 words, and the last word is Ipples.
Okay. So just like if you're up on stage and you're the band, how do you say
Right.
it?
So thanks for coming out, guys. We're looking at my nipples.
That's a terrible name because it sounds like it could be other things.
It's a bad idea.
It's a bad
It's a
idea.
bad
Bad
idea to name your acoustic ska
Yeah,
punk band.
bad idea.
Looking at my
Okay,
nipples.
that was Cameron reading one of Josh's bad ones. I've got
Bad here.
no, I've already read that one.
Okay, I don't.
Oh,
He's got
I did
3
three
good.
Cameron did 3 good ones. You can't follow basic instructions.
Okay, just pick one.
All right.
Thanks for putting your heart into this, Cam.
Cameron wrote as a suggestion, sexually active.
Wow. Actually, that's not bad.
That's a good.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good.
It
Sax,
says good on
actually,
it.
like saxophone in a
Well,
ska
right.
band.
I mean,
yeah.
it's the main part of the band.
Sexually active.
Sax
That's really good.
is. Let's go with Wayne's next baddie.
Okay.
The OC Supertones.
Okay,
Whoa.
so you directly ripped him off.
Wow.
I'm saying it's a bad ska name.
It is a bad
and they
ska
should
name.
feel bad. If you're listening to the show,
Even
the
that
OC
band,
Supertones,
it was
Name
a bad
them.
name.
it's a bad ska name.
You got it, guys. Megatones and Supertones.
Don't name your band anything tones.
Let's go good.
Okay.
Now let's bring this up. Positivity.
All right, well, there's
Okay.
one with a star on it. Should I read that
Save
one?
the star for later.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that mean double good?
Double good. But
All
then we
right.
got, anyways.
Josh's good name for a ska band, Skink Skunk Skank.
Yes.
Wow.
Which is pretty good. Now, I will say, if you don't know anything about ska, okay,
Tell us.
ska is a lot of punk inspired
That's
guitar, drums, but then
Right.
you have all these trumpets and saxophones,
Yes.
and just cool trombones.
Yep.
And people dance to it. What's the dance called?
The
Skank.
last word. Skank.
Yes.
Yeah, you skank
Yep.
to ska. I
That's
like
right.
it. That
Thank
is
you.
a good
That's
name.
a good name. Say it again.
Skink, skunk, skank. It's hard to say.
Because it sounds like you're doing like past tense.
Skink,
Right.
skank, skunk.
Oh, did you skink?
Nope.
I skunked.
And
Oh.
then you.
I will skank though.
That's right, baby.
Oh, okay.
It's a good name.
I'm going to read one of Cameron's good options. Wow, this is really good.
Okay, let's hear
This
it.
is really good. Bad Brass Symphony.
Wow.
That's
okay.
really good.
Yeah. Bad Brass Symphony.
I think that was supposed to be marked bad, but I do like that one.
No, I think it's good. It's
No,
better
I
than.
like-
It's not as good as Sexually Active.
Yeah,
Right.
Put it in the bad pile.
Okay,
then.
bad.
Okay, wow.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Wayne, here you didn't really follow instructions.
Yeah, I wrote awesome
Yep. We wanted
instead
good
of
and bad.
but I wrote awesome
Let's
because
go
they're
with-
awesome names.
Awesome name number 1. This is long.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. This is I don't know if I can read this.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know if that's anything that's ever been said
That
before.
was supposed to be good.
That's a good ska name.
Who's the captain?
The lead singer.
Okay. Next, last round of good.
All right. So
Last
this
round
is
of good
Josh's.
names.
That's marked extra good. Star good.
Super
Okay,
good.
star good.
quality.
Okay.
All right.
This is an acoustic ska punk band.
Okay.
By the way.
I can't control my level.
Okay. Just because they're acoustic.
Right.
But they
They're
have
not-
they have horns.
Yeah.
They
they're
still
not,
they still have horns, brass instruments.
electronic
Right.
amplification is not on their side.
It's
No.
true. You're
Yeah.
Oh, so they can't control how loud their horns are.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I see.
Wayne, go ahead and read mine.
Okay.
Don't you dare.
Okay. Cameron's
Okay.
Cameron's good
God.
ska name is for horns.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But it says good.
It's wrong. It's a typo.
Okay. That's
Okay.
really good.
Let's see. Wayne's last. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Honestly, this may win it.
Thank
Oh,
you.
What?
2 weeks in a row or two times in a row. Let's see.
Mount Rushmore is stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I saw that on a marquee,
Yeah.
as you
Right.
say it's called,
Yeah.
I would go see this
I feel
band.
like it's a great album.
But I'm tapping
Album
into the
name.
punk portions, right? Ska, punk, acoustic, whatever. Like punk rock is all about like stick it to the
Anti-gov.
system, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, Mount Rushmore's stupid.
Honestly,
I don't know.
guys, I love these choices.
Okay, you've already chosen a winner before we
I've already
started.
chosen a winner,
I knew
and
you
it's
did.
written down.
Okay,
I was
Who's-
hoping-
there's an extra paper.
Yeah, there is. It's called the gold card.
Who
Okay.
gets to read it?
I'll let Cam read
I think
it.
Cameron should read it for sexually active. I think
Yeah.
you win with that one.
I feel
man.
like that was the best. Name.
Yeah.
I was hoping one of you guys' massive creativity would name this, but you
Right.
did not.
Okay.
The gold one is trombone mizzle.
Trombone Mizzle.
Mazel!
Oh, Trombone Mizzle.
I quit the show. I cannot hear. I can't. Bizzle. This is not Snoop Dogg like 20 years ago. This is
Trombone mizzle.
One of the ultimate
Wow.
Florida men in
Wow.
our history
Thank
is
you.
Bone Mazzell, legendary
Mizzle.
Florida man. And Cameron opens it and says Mizzle.
he ruined the
Trombone
entire segment.
Mizzle.
I
We're
still
gonna have to
stand by it.
re-record.
Oh God.
Trombone
bless.
Mizzle.
In the 1980s, minus 100 years. Okay.
Okay.
What?
Sorry?
1880s.
So the 18.
I
Do the
read,
math,
I read my
college.
notes wrong, ladies
Do
and
the math,
I
gentlemen.
thought he was
college
trying
boy.
to make us do math.
In the 1880s, a lot
Okay.
of folks came to Florida looking to get away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've discussed
Always
this.
have.
They have. We've discussed this before on our program, but people often saw Florida as a place to escape.
Naturally.
Right. They wanted to go there. We use phrases like lawless swamp quite frequently, but in all reality, at this point in our history in the 1880s, if you had escaped to Florida, then whatever you were running from probably wasn't going to find you.
No, they don't want to.
Yeah,
People-
nobody wants to make the trip down.
They don't want to follow you there.
You get
'cause
stuck
it's-
in the peninsula. There's no like turning around easily.
No, it's
No.
dangerous. So this benefited like prisoners, gunslingers, people who were generally not what you would call law-abiding citizens.
Mhm.
Right.
But there was a second group of people, good folks, who just wanted to start over and didn't want anyone bothering them.
Okay.
And
Okay,
we
so
like
what?
those people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially what you would have in the 1800s would be cities full of people looking for a fresh start.
Yeah. They're like, I burned the town that I was in down.
Yeah.
On
Jeez.
accident.
I know.
I won't do that this time.
I need a new town.
Yep.
A fresh town.
I said, I'm sorry.
Well, this was the case way down south in Florida in a small community called Little River, Florida.
Love it. Sounds
Yeah.
beautiful.
Little River was founded in the 1870s, and it was named after the river that ran just north of the town.
Good old Little.
Little River. So the First Nation people who were here originally, they had named that river simply Little River because it was tiny.
Yep.
Right.
So when the town was settled and kind of looking to, basically, build this foundation.
Yep.
They just named a town after the river that was already there.
Well, naturally, I think it's the easiest and
You go
quickest
after the
option.
body of water that goes through it.
Yeah, 100%. And it resembled your ideal kind of southern community. So kind of paint a picture. It had a schoolhouse that doubled as a church. It had a lumber yard, a general store, had a doctor who operated out of his home.
Right.
Because that was a
Perfect.
thing back
Yep.
then.
Yep.
And to provide some extra perspective, it was the exact same time frame as Little House on the Prairie. So like that
Okay.
kind of old style living.
1990s.
No, yeah.
Right, when it was filmed.
Minus 120 years. Yes.
Okay.
So before we begin our story, I want to point out one fact about Little River, Florida. It had a population of 87 people.
Okay, not huge.
Wow.
It's really small. Okay.
Small river, small town. Got it.
So our story takes place one warm summer evening. The workers had gone home for the day, and families were wrapping up dinner, getting ready for bed. When all of a sudden, in the middle of town, a woman starts screaming hysterically.
Not a great start to the
No,
evening.
hysteria was big back then, though,
It was
right?
popular, and it ruined a lot of evenings.
It sure did.
So a few people, they run out to help her,
Yeah.
but she wouldn't allow them to get very close at all. She was inconsolable,
That's the hysteria part.
throwing a
Bingo.
fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the townspeople didn't recognize her, right? So in a town of 87 people, you kind of know everybody.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I hope-
And they're like whispering, we don't know who this
Yeah.
is.
Right.
She's
She's
in
a
tie-dye.
stranger.
And you're
Yeah.
like, tie-dye's not.
Not in this
It's not
time.
in this town.
No, not in the 1800s. But they couldn't tell if she was her or what was going on. So basically, everybody's like, get the doctor. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like someone screaming ballistically, get a doctor. Doctor shows up. He's able to calm her down just a little bit, just enough to make out what she was saying. She said she had been living in the woods outside of town,
Okay.
camping out on the Little River
Right.
with her
Okay.
dog, who was her only companion.
okay.
Okay.
And while she was asleep, the rain woke her up. And when she went outside of her tent, she found what was left of her dog
Oh,
lying on the ground in front of the tent.
Now that's just sad.
As a dog owner,
Right.
it's never good.
Not a good
No,
sign.
No.
you never
Not
want
a
to
good
walk
sign.
out your tent to that.
Yeah. So something or someone had killed this animal. It was her only companion, her only friend. And this lady, she has walked into town and she's losing her mind. She's upset.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
When you find 4 paws in a tail.
What?
I'm sorry.
Josh, you're the biggest dog lover on this
I know.
podcast.
I don't know what would be left behind. All the dog is delicious. You don't leave anything behind.
I mean,
And all the dog is delicious.
I mean, we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get
Oh
there.
my gosh.
So this lady says she had seen some teenagers playing near her tent
Mm-hmm.
a few days prior, and
Right.
she's blaming them for the death of her dog.
Okay.
You guys had something to do with it. The doctor and the other townspeople,
Yep.
they're trying to reassure her that it wasn't any of the people from the town. More than likely, an animal had attacked the dog or whatever. She wasn't having it. In fact, she stands up. She calms herself down.
Okay.
She tells the people of Little River that she's placing a curse on the town.
Oh, no.
Oh well, that's
Not a
just-
good start to a town.
No. She said, from now on, the river that brought you life will indeed only bring you death.
Jeez, that's a solid curse.
That's a good
That's a
curse.
scary
And then she
curse.
left.
I feel like that's planned.
You know what, though? That's an awesome way to like leave a party.
Yeah.
Stand up and just say that.
So you say like
Curse
the cocktail
everyone?
bowl.
The
What
ri-
brought you life is now.
Bringing you death. So she walked into the woods and no one ever saw her again. After placing the curse on this
Well,
town.
she
right.
walked back where the dog just got
You got to
Right.
curse and go.
100%. You curse and
Yeah.
go. So as you can imagine, the people were kind of shook. I mean, that's a wild experience for anyone, much less a small town that's just used to going to church and farming.
Exactly.
Doctors.
And at first, nothing really came of it. Like life kind of went on as normal. But a few months later, something very interesting began happening. Every time it would rain, like even just a little bit, the river would overflow into the main road.
Okay.
This had never happened before.
Okay.
So it would rain a little bit. The river starts overflowing into the main road. Like it had rained like a lot before and the river never overflowed.
overflowed.
Now a cloud shows up and the river's like, here I go.
Well, now it's a
Yeah.
cursed river. So.
It's a cursed
Well, yeah.
river. Right, exactly.
Once you cross that line.
This lady supposedly put a curse on the town and now it rains a little bit and the whole main street path is flooded.
Mhm.
So the kids in town, they do what kids do. They start making fun of the situation. So anytime it would rain and the river would overflow into the road, they would call the road Doghead Creek.
Oh, geez.
Okay.
That's insensitive.
That's the little bit of dog that was left.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Basically poking fun at the lady and her
right.
pet.
It's not nice.
So a little less than a year after the incident, they experienced a rainy season that's pretty intense.
Yep.
The river overflows like crazy, so much so that the flooded area expanded from the river almost all the way into town.
Whoa.
Okay, so now it's starting to get where it could be
Gotta
dangerous.
build
It's
a
very
trench.
dangerous, right.
Gotta build a trench, right, Cam?
So yeah,
It's
right. You do.
exactly what you need.
So
A
this
trench.
this flooded road that the kids were calling Doghead Creek was basically starting to threaten the safety of the town. But the truly strange part was how the animals in the town were reacting. So when the river overflowed and spilled into the road, instead of the animals going crazy and running away, they would break out of their fences and run straight into the water.
What?
So they weren't afraid of the water. They literally would run with everything in their power into the water and then just sink.
I've
in.
been on a
swept
horse
away?
one time, and the horse had to cross like a 2-inch stream,
Uh-huh.
Right.
and it nearly bucked me off.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And that's when I put a curse on all horses.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't know why all these livestock animals are running towards this.
Well, that's
running
what the
water.
citizens are saying too. So normally the natural reaction is to run from flooded water.
Right.
Instead, these animals are breaking out and running towards it. That first year,
Mhm.
when Doghead Creek first expanded into the town, 14 horses broke loose from
What?
various farms, ran straight into the water and drowned.
Are they not
This
giving
is
them
thick
enough
water.
water? Are they
This is
just
thick
thirsty?
water.
I don't know. So we're talking about people's transportation.
Right.
These are really big expenses. Like
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's a big
Yeah.
deal. Owning a horse back then is like it's your-
Horses weren't buy one get one.
No.
not back then.
Like
That's
shrimp.
your livelihood. So they freaked out. They drowned themselves. In fact, it would have been more than 14. But when the horses started doing that, the townspeople were like, okay, something's not right.
Lock the horses.
Right.
Lock the horses up. Let's
Right,
make sure no more happen. So basically, rainy season comes to an end. The water subsides back into the river. And now the road that everyone was calling Doghead Creek is dry again.
Cool.
All right. So the people of town, they're kind of freaked out. Now they're talking about like what on earth just happened.
Yeah.
And they're beginning to believe that this curse might be real. Something's
Wow.
not
I
right.
believe in it
yeah,
so far.
this is kind of interesting. An entire year goes by, and there's a handful of rainy nights,
Mhm.
but the river never overflows again.
Whoa.
Okay. Another year goes by, another year. Eventually, the townspeople stop talking about it. Like it maybe was a fluke. It's no
Nice.
biggie.
Yep.
It was weird, but it hasn't happened since. 10 years
Oh,
after the
okay.
original event.
They're getting
Yep.
comfy.
Yeah, they're getting
Yeah.
comfy.
Letting their horses play loosely.
Yeah.
in the
Loosely.
street.
These are happy horses.
These are loose horses. Rainy season hits.
Mhm.
River water drastically overflows.
Uh-oh.
Once again, the road's nowhere to be seen. Doghead Creek reappears, rushing back towards town. So now we have folks living in the small community who were teenagers when it happened 10 years prior.
Okay.
The teens that were making fun.
Now they're grown up with kids. It's a whole other generation almost. And they're experiencing for the first time this like kind of legend reborn. People are chatting again. That first night when the floodwaters overtook the road, over 20 farm animals were spotted breaking out, running as fast as they could towards the water
What?
To drown themselves.
to drown
That's
themselves.
so weird.
It's no good.
The townspeople did everything they could. But they were saying it's as if the waters awoken something in the animals. By the end of the week, over 100 head of cattle had walked slowly into the river and then just perished.
Nothing's worse. I've always said this. Nothing's worse than waterlogged ground beef.
100%.
Like you rinse that grease off. Whatever.
we don't want it.
I
Get
don't
that
know what
water
it
log
is.
out of
Rinse it?
here.
Yeah, rinse the beef and then like too long under the faucet, and you're like, this is waterlogged. I'm tossing this.
Yeah, start over.
Yeah.
Fresh beef.
Right.
So we had 100 head of waterlogged cattle,
Okay.
basically.
Gross.
Right.
Okay.
Animals, not
So-
ground.
Right. So
Not
now,
ground beef.
yeah.
These are
N-
walking.
So now with history, like we have the ability to be like retrospective,
Right.
hindsight's 2020 and all.
Yep.
So it's a lot easier for us to notice these patterns than it would have been for folks back then. But the first time the flooding happened was in 1875. Second time was 1885.
Wow.
Happens again in 1895.
Cam's putting it together right now.
1905.
10 years.
1915.
Every 10 years.
Every 10 years for half a century,
Jeez.
the river would overflow into the road,
right.
make its way towards town. Animals would just haul butt towards it and drown.
Why? though?
Every single time. Here's what's really creepy, though. The last two occasions in 05 and 1915, it wasn't just the animals doing it.
No.
No way.
People were seen leaving
What?
their homes,
Okay.
walking towards the water, walking in until it was over their head, and never coming back out.
You know who we need on this? Mark Wahlberg.
What?
The Happening.
I know. That's the thing, dude. So the
Okay.
last two seasons
Yep.
that it happens, it's not just
See?
the animal, it's the people running into the water and ending
Right.
it.
And now we have this is a successful curse at this point.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
As far as curses go, it's pretty good.
Well, it's been
It's pretty
notarized
good.
at this point.
It's a notarized,
Certified
at this
curse.
point,
Yep.
after the 50 years of random, like drownings
Right.
that seem to be on purpose, that's when you move. Hey, packing up our family.
Move, good one.
We're out of here.
Move.
Move. We're out of here. Right?
Yeah, we're
Here's the
going.
thing.
Okay.
1925, the town of Little River
Go on.
is incorporated into the city of Miami.
Okay.
Oh, this is where this.
So
right.
as the great city of Miami expands, it would basically just start annexing these smaller little towns.
Yep.
So when Miami takes over Little River, they immediately started making improvements to the area. And they do two major projects. The first one was leveling out the land and setting up proper drainage so that Little River wouldn't flood anymore.
Okay.
That's a solid step.
Seems like a first solid step.
Yeah.
The second major project was turning the road that everyone called Doghead Creek into a toll road called I-95 Express Lane.
Well, that
Okay.
may not be the best choice.
So now the area is not flooding anymore. People
Okay.
aren't walking towards their death.
Right.
But it appears the curse may still live on.
Oh, here we go.
Because according to the Florida Board of Highway Safety, the I-95 Express Lane, right outside Little River, formerly known as Doghead Creek, is the deadliest stretch of highway in the state of Florida.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's only 3.8 miles of interstate, but it has seen 27 traffic fatalities in the last 8 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Jeez.
Wow.
So modern day,
Right.
a 3-mile stretch of interstate has seen 27 traffic fatalities
Man, this
in
lady,
8 years.
This
She
lady
was good
really,
at
she could
curses.
throw a curse.
She's a
She
pro
could throw a
cursor,
curse.
meaning that you're only on the road for 3 minutes. You're on the stretch of road for 3 minutes, yet it holds more traffic accidents and deaths than any other location in the state.
Right.
Insane.
Yeah.
All right. We got the math.
Yeah. So needless to say, there are those that believe that the weird happenings were a coincidence,
Yep.
that the land is one of those situations where like a town just shouldn't have been settled where it was settled at.
True.
Okay.
And the land was whatever. But how do you explain
People
100
walking
years?
in-
Yeah,
yeah.
people walking towards the water, and then 100 years later, it's still the most deadliest stretch of highway in the state of Florida.
You're driving down and your dog's body disappears.
Right.
There's just something in the water down there
Something's
that
not
you
right.
don't want.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm not driving on that road.
I
so
don't go to Miami for that reason.
Not with your dog in the car.
No, not with anybody in the car. I'm flying to Miami, baby. Here's the thing,
Not
ladies and
far.
gentlemen. Episode 123.
Yeah.
That's it. We named a ska band. We had
Wow.
some headlines.
We did a lot.
We did a lot
We got
tonight.
our first complaint.
Our first complaint
calling.
was written in by a lawyer.
Last one too.
What was his name again? Bobby.
name was
you can put
Billy?
it- Billy. You can put it
You
anywhere.
can put it anywhere. I don't know why he gave us his full name. Billy, you can put it anywhere. McFistbump, bro? Esquire.
Lawyers tend to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They brag about how long their names are.
FMOFM podcast.
Yes.
That's where you can find us on Instagram and Twitter. On Facebook, we have a group called Florida Man on Florida Man Podcast. And on Patreon, we mentioned it earlier, our live streamers. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, there they are.
Thank
Our
you for
best
taking care of
friends.
us. Taking care of us, supporting the show, helping us go further at a faster rate. That is patreon.com/FMOFM podcast.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
It's a good night, fellas.
Good little saying.
Thank you. We love you guys. Josh is curling his buys at me.
Am I? Oh, yeah.
Looking good.
You're welcome.
See
You're
ya.
welcome, Patreon.
See ya.